Is it beautiful? Does Robert Morris know how to pick a day to have a press conference outside or what? This is fantastic. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Robert Morris University and the athletic department, I'd like to welcome you to today's press conference hosted at the P3r Track and Field Complex. How about that? Very special welcome to those of you who are joining us online as well. My name is Chris Shovlin. I've been the radio and television voice of Robert Morris University Colonials basketball and football since 1987. And I'm also very proud to say that I just called my 1,000th RMU men's basketball game this past season. Now, there's an ugly rumor out there that I was actually hired at Robert Morris University by the real Robert Morris, and that, he and I were on a first-name basis. That might have been true. I don't know. I've been here that long. Serving today as Master of Ceremonies on another milestone here at RMU, as we are here today to announce a very special partnership between the engine behind Pittsburgh's greatest races and one of the city's top universities. To get started, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce you to our Vice President and Director of Athletics, Chris King. Chris is in his second year as VP and Director of Athletics here at RMU. In addition to being a key figure with regard to today's announcement with P3r and the new complex at the RMU Island Sports Center here on Neville Island, King has continued to elevate the Department of Athletics. He successfully has overseen the addition of the men's lacrosse program to the A-Sun Conference, while the Colonials' women's hockey and women's lacrosse teams earned automatic bids to the NCAA tournament, the Big Dance, the latter of which was competing in its first season as a member of the Mid-America Conference. He also guided the moves of RMU football to the prestigious Big South Conference recently and the rise of other Colonial teams, including our high-profile RMU basketball squads, into the Horizon League. Ladies and gentlemen, a native of Apollo, Pennsylvania, our visionary Vice President and Director of Athletics, Chris King.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning to the members of the media and our friends, RMU friends and supporters. This morning certainly is a special time for Robert Morris University, our athletics program, and certainly for our cross-country and track and field student athletes. It's my pleasure to welcome each of you today to today's press conference to officially announce our new partnership with P3r. We welcome and thank RMU Nation on today's live stream, which includes RMU's faculty, staff, and student body, as well as RMU's alumni and supporters as we build the future of RMU and RMU athletics. We're thrilled to announce our relationship with P3r and proud to announce that the RMU Track and Field Complex will now be named the P3r Track and Field Complex. P3r is one of the most visible brands within the Pittsburgh region, and we are appreciative of starting a long-term partnership with P3r for youth, high school, college, and community events. We're grateful to P3r CEO and fellow RMU alumnus Troy Schooley for bringing this premier partnership together. P3r has made a substantial investment in RMU athletics and the success of our current and our future student athletes. The P3r Track and Field Complex will serve as more than a home facility for our cross-country and track and field program. The complex is a gathering place for our community and serves many needs of the university and beyond. With the facility enhancements, we will now be able to convene thousands of people every year for track and field events. We're appreciative of P3r for their contribution to future athletic and competitive excellence at RMU and for this community. Let me take a moment to acknowledge a few incredible people that have helped get us here today. I certainly want to start by thanking Troy Schooley for his leadership and his commitment to our university and to this community, not only for this important partnership and project, but for really setting a high bar of excellence with this corporate naming of this complex, which we really appreciate. Troy, this partnership says a lot about your commitment to this university and to this community, and certainly a commitment to the track and field community. Sometimes the greatest things that come along in your life are unexpected things. A quiet conversation between two friends, two alums, and leaders of Pittsburgh athletic operations led to a second conversation. And then a second conversation leads to, gosh, there might actually be something here that we're both interested in exploring further. And then maybe that further exploration leads to two RMU alumni brokering a corporate naming of a facility that elevates the competitive success of one organization and provides the other organization the ability to be a difference maker for its community. While this corporate partnership is important to RMU athletics, it is the people involved that are the most important. The kind of relationship that is involved with today's announcement really allowed us to move forward with something that benefits both organizations. Though in contract, this is a corporate partnership, we have established friendships that are part of who we are personally and as an institution and as sports organizations. So Troy, while we are announcing a new corporate partner with RMU, there's also a personal side to this that is really important. So from my end, thank you. It means a great deal to me, to our university, to our athletics department, and most importantly, to our student athletes and our coaches. We're thankful to Troy for his vision and his leadership and a substantial investment in RMU Athletics. And so let's give a round of applause for Troy Schooley. We'd also like to recognize Allegheny County Chief Executive, the Honorable Rich Fitzgerald, who's with us this morning. And we will hear remarks from him in a few moments. Thank you for joining us today on this momentous occasion. We'd also like to recognize another partner in future events at the P3r Track and Field Complex, Sports Pittsburgh, who was RMU's partner for the recent NCAA Division I Men's Hockey Frozen Four held here in April in Pittsburgh. Jennifer Hawkins, Executive Director, we want to thank her for her support of today's announcement and future events here at the track complex. Sports Pittsburgh will work closely with P3r to bring events to the region from around the country, including recently announcing that P3r has been announced as the official event management partner of Sports Pittsburgh for the 2023 National Senior Games held right here in the Pittsburgh region at the P3r Track and Field Complex. We'd also like to thank Bindon Sports and Brian Mitterling, who will serve as the project manager on the track resurfacing that is underway shortly. Bindon Sports really is the nation's premier track and field and athletic surface company and constructs the country's most renowned track and field facilities, carrying some of the world's greatest champions to record-breaking times. And I was talking to our head coach, Brian Delsite, just a little bit ago, and he said it's amazing. We're going to go from, this track surface to what they use in the national championships at Eugene, Oregon. So we will have one of the nicest surfaces of any track and field program in the country. We'd also like to thank RMU Senior Director Tim Kirsch and RMU Director of Maintenance Matt Hyatt and their team in University Facilities and Operations. Tim, Matt, and their team oversee the RMU Island Sports Center facilities and operations, and they take great pride in doing so, and we're very grateful for their hard work and their dedication. And of course, I'd like to thank several of my staff, in particular Kim Graham, Deputy Athletic Director, Chief Operating Officer, who has oversight of our facility improvements. He's also the sport administrator for the cross country and track and field programs. I'd also like to thank Rob Goodman, Director of Corporate Sponsorships, who handled the details of this corporate partnership with P3r. Rob and I were a good 1-2 combo, and it's especially gratifying because he did all the necessary administrative paperwork and the legwork. So thanks, Rob. We would be remiss if we didn't thank the members of the media for your attendance at today's announcement and all the support and coverage that you give us through the year. And we'd also like to welcome all of our RMU supporters who have been really instrumental in supporting RMU Athletics, our cross-country and track and field program, and Robert Morris as well. Now let me give you a few facts about the details of the P3r RMU partnership. P3r has provided RMU with the funding for a complete resurfacing of the existing track surface, which is considered phase 1 of renovations and improvements to this newly named track complex. Construction will be underway shortly, and we anticipate completion in early July. The P3r RMU partnership will provide P3r with the use of the track and field complex and the golf dome for hosting major events for the city of Pittsburgh region, including USA track and field events. We're also excited to partner with P3r on hosting future community events, festivals, clinics, and youth programming with our Kids of Steel and the Varsity 4 Run 2 programs. With a corporate naming of this facility, P3r will have the visibility and the naming rights signage at the main entrance of the RMU Island Sports Center, at the entrance of this track and field complex, and throughout this complex. P3r will also receive additional marketing, signage, media opportunities, and game day promotions at the UPMC Event Center and Clearview Arena during our other athletic events. The track resurfacing also provides RMU the ability to host numerous track and field events annually, including the ability to now host Horizon League Outdoor Track and Field Championship here on our campus. Our plans are to team up with P3r and Sports Pittsburgh to host future WPIL and high school track and field invitationals and championships. So I hope each of you heard me indicate the phrase phase 1 of our facilities improvements at the P3r Track and Field Complex earlier in my comments. We hope to have a phase 2 in the future, which would include additional bleacher seating, a press box, a new scoreboard, and include locker rooms for our cross-country and track and field student athletes. This is the type of capital project that those who want to see the RMU track and field and cross-country program succeed can make an immediate impact. This is a multi-year process to create a resource for RMU Athletics, for P3R, and the Pittsburgh community for many, many current and future needs. We need to continue to identify difference makers, such as our friends at P3R, in providing leadership gifts for capital projects and continued facility renovations. The P3r Partnership will have a deep impact on the recruitment of future RMU cross country and track and field conference and NCAA champions, and elevates our commitment to our coaches and student athletes in their pursuit of winning an overall team Horizon League Conference championship. So together we'll build something great for generations to come, and we want to thank everyone for being here today and for your continued support in the future. Please help me in welcoming Chris Shovlin back to the podium to introduce the man that made the reality of the P3R track and field complex happen, and to thank him on behalf of the university. Go Colonials.
Thank you, Chris. Troy Schooley is currently the Chief Executive Officer of P3R, the engine behind Pittsburgh's greatest races. Troy joined P3R in 2013, and throughout his time with the brand, he has more than doubled the partnership portfolio, leading and expanding the P3R brand. Troy has established a strong leadership role in the endurance sports industry, often speaking throughout the country to share his expertise with industry professionals, specifically the importance of partnership and enhancing events and participants' experiences. He currently sits on the board of directors for Running USA. Troy is committed to bringing the best experience to all of P3R's participants, motivating any and all to move. Most recently, Troy has initiated P3R's sustainability efforts, committing $250,000 to execute sustainable changes and improvements in Pittsburgh races over the next 5 years. Now, with 80,000 runners a year, P3R sustainable efforts will make a positive impact on the entire Pittsburgh community. Troy graduated, as Chris said, from Robert Morris University in 2003 with a degree in sports management. We're so happy to have him back with us again today. He spent the following 10 years as a national account manager at ESPN Radio, Westwood One, and with Clear Channel. He currently lives in South Fayette Township with his wife Carla and their 3 children. Let's welcome Troy Schooley from P3R.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris. That was a heck of introduction. Thanks, everybody, for being here today. Our team at P3R is so excited to announce this partnership with Robert Morris University. Our mission at P3R is to inspire any and all to move with us. And over the last 10 years with our Kids of Steel program, we have taught youth at a very young age the importance of movement. That program now, I'm proud to say, is over 180 schools in our region, with 7,000 kids participating each year, making it the largest youth running program in the country. This partnership announcement really brings all of that hard work full circle, though. We have a couple of Kids of Steel former participants that are now members of the Robert Morris track and field team, and will be using this facility. Having the opportunity to train at a high-end facility only encourages athletes to work harder and supports their training needs, and that's what this facility is going to do. With that being said, this partnership is about much more than just our youth programming department and our Robert Morris University student athletes. This project will benefit our community by allowing people of all ages to come and share in our goal in creating an active and healthy lifestyle. We plan to hold several events throughout the year, not just for our Kids of Steel program, not just for our 4-on-2 varsity program, but for people of all ages and frankly of all skill levels, just to come out and move with us at P3R. We also will be working closely with Sports Pittsburgh to bring national track and field events to this facility. And some of the events of the National Senior Games that will be held right here in the city of Pittsburgh in 2023 will take place on this track. I want to congratulate Chris King and the whole Robert Morris Athletics Department staff for the tremendous work they have done in a very short time elevating Robert Morris Athletics. I also want to thank them for creating this mutually beneficial partnership that will further our commitment at P3R to inspire any and all to move with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Troy, for your dedication to your alma mater. Robert Morris is just greatly appreciative of your efforts and your relationship with the university. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the county's top elected official, Rich Fitzgerald. He's in his third and final term as county executive. Widely recognized for his work ethic, Rich is one of the county's biggest champions and is well known for bringing together people and organizations on regional issues. Under his leadership, the county has concentrated on economic development and job creation and boasts high-quality jobs, a diverse and growing economy, low cost of living, and an excellent quality of life. Just in the past year, Rich has led the county through a high-profile 2020 presidential election where the vote became pivotal in determining the winner, pivotal nationally. He is also managing the county's response to the coronavirus pandemic, working closely with the health department, and has provided consistent, constant, and reassuring messaging to county residents since the first case was reported in Allegheny County back in March of 2020. As a participant in the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine trial, he frequently speaks about his experience in the trial and his confidence in the vaccine and its role in the county's and country's recovery from the virus. Born and raised in the city of Pittsburgh, Rich graduated from Carnegie Mellon University. He and his wife Kathy live in Squirrel Hill. They have 8 children. Let's welcome County Executive Rich Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Chris, for that wonderful introduction. And I know it's my final term, but I didn't get thrown out of office yesterday, so I know there was an election, but anyway. First of all, I want to thank and congratulate Robert Morris. Chris, thank you and congratulations on the success. And please pass along Dr. Howard, just a great president, leader of this university. Chris Howard, recently inducted to the National Hall of Fame for his legendary exploits and success in the military and in academia. And I will tell you about the partnership that we're talking about today with P3r and Robert Morris. That has been something that Dr. Howard has really emphasized since he's become president a number of years ago. His reaching out and his partnership and bringing people together goes beyond just what we're seeing today. He's been doing that all along. As a matter of fact, I'm in a virtual meeting with Dr. Howard and all of our university presidents every week since the pandemic began in his leadership in dealing with testing, vaccinations, the student body, athletics, extracurriculars, et cetera, has really been great leadership that we've all been benefited from in this region. So I want to thank Dr. Howard for his great work in that regard. Also want to thank Troy for Troy Schooley and P3r. We always known them as the folks that did the marathon, but over the years they've really expanded in the Kids of Steel program and getting more and more people moving and getting them healthy. As our health department director says, sitting is the new smoking, and we want to get people out and get people active. We learned out much more even this last year and a half during the pandemic, how important it was for not just physical health, but mental health, for people to get out into our parks, to get out moving, to be running, to be exercising and doing the things that really continue to make us one of the healthiest places in the country. And the partnership with Sports Pittsburgh and an arm of Visit Pittsburgh and Jennifer Hawkins and her team, when we bring all these world-class athletes from our NCAA and our high school and youth sports that come here and see these great facilities and become exposed to our region in Pittsburgh, it's another partnership that strengthens us on everything that we do. So I want to congratulate P3r and again thank them for the partnership. They've been working with us in our county parks. I will say, Troy, you are my second favorite person from P3r. My daughter Caroline is my favorite one, and she brings the message every Sunday night at dinner about what we need to do, and that partnership will continue to be strengthened. So this is a great day for this region. This is a great day for this part of the county and for Pittsburgh in general. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Chris, both Chris's and Troy and Dr. Howard and all the people involved. And let's continue moving forward and continue these great partnerships as we move on into the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rich and Troy. Thank you for the great gift. Chris King, of course, for his leadership. I'll instruct members of the media if you'd like to interview Chris, Troy, and Rich following the press conference here today. We will make them available to you for one-on-one interviews. In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for coming out on this glorious day here on the Neville Island campus of Robert Morris University. Thanks to those of you watching online as we celebrate this great new partnership between P3r and RMU Athletics. Go P3r, go Colonials!